just notice what they're doing and try to not copy it, but like maybe copy it.
Inspiration.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
Sure. That's the political word for copying.
I think we have always shown them the same love that they have shown us. They have seen us grow from like when I was 21 is when I started streaming. I'm 8 years ago. So they have literally
seen you grow up.
Yeah, they've seen me grow up. They've seen me start the org with my co-founders and make it what it is today. They want answers, we'll be there. We are winning, we are there. We are losing, we are there.
Cabs, Broken Blade, like all of these guys, when they jumped into G2, they weren't like big content creators or anything. But now they have, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of fans, right?
Happens when you win a lot.
Also that.
Yes, that's what
Which is
I
something that
came
we're
to.
striving to do.
Welcome everybody to Club Championship Clash. I'm your host Ginny, and once again bringing the big dogs from Esports to talk everything and anything Esports related, Club Championship and EWC. This week we're joined with Abdulaziz from Twisted Minds as well as Animesh from S8UL. Welcome to both of you. So first things first, is it the first time you guys are meeting each other?
Yeah,
Yes.
first time.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, we were just talking about it. They, like everything that S8UL are doing is very content-centric, and in exchange with what we're doing is very esports-centric. So,
Right.
yeah, but we've had a few run into each other, but in Call of Duty Mobile, you guys have
Right.
a roster, right?
We had a roster. Then I think we have competed in a few games. We are going to compete in a lot of games in coming month. I think Tekken,
Oh.
we have players going against each other. Fortnite, Trackmania. So yeah.
Who's gonna win?
So as of now,
Wait,
I think let's leave that for the competitive gods to decide.
that's pretty
But yeah,
cool.
I think we are
didn't
coming
know
for
you guys
the
are
win.
expanding roster.
They have a couple of trophies to their name, so I think it's our time this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's big to see like a content creator, org would jump into esports because you guys can bring so many audience into the ecosystem. So that's great.
Yeah, I think for us, EWC was a complete game changer. Getting selected as one of the club partners is what changed how we perceive esports for us.
Right.
Otherwise, I think we would have just continued to compete in PUBG Mobile and maybe a couple of more mobile games, which are very India-centric. So India is a very mobile-centric market. You won't find a lot of PC gamers, console gamers. It's a very small part. So for us, it was only EWC and the club partner program that enabled us to go so big. I mean, like we were competing in 2-3 games until Feb of 2025. Today we are in 18 titles. So
Wow.
it has been a hyper massive expansion for us. We went from competing only in India to 12 different countries now. So now we have players coming in from different countries. So yes, for us it's been a mad year and a half.
That is actually insane to hear because that is a very quick expansion and a very large expansion. So you're talking about EWC and the Club Championship program being the driver behind it. What is it specifically that made you realize, okay, now that we're in the Club Championship program, we have to do it? Is it with the goal to win it? Is there anything else that
I
drives
think
it?
obviously, when you talk about EWC, there always remains the ultimate goal to win it. But then I believe that clubs like ours, entering for the first time and competing at such a global level need to be very realistic and, you need to see how the market operates. I think it's a very strong money back market wherein how you go about your spending your resources. You need to be careful on where you are spending, where you are saving. Esports can be so brutal sometimes. Everything that you do can go in vain to just one result. I mean, like we both have had those instances. So I think for us, ultimate goal remains to win, but we need to take it slow. Although 18 teams don't sound like slow, but then this is also with the fact that we are focusing a lot on our region and a lot of titles. We have now starting a academy kind of a structure to develop talent locally. So a lot of those titles come from domestic talent. 7-8 of them come from around the world. So that's been a very mixed approach for us.
It sounds like for you guys, especially and also in the India market, you're now creating that grassroots, investing into the esports, helping it grow. And I know for Saudi Arabia as well, you're a very big name over there. I know it's a competition between you guys, between Falcons. We'll get into that at some point later today, okay? Like I know you're itching to talk about that. But I want to discuss esports in general when it comes to it also being in the Saudi market. So from your point of view, we heard that you are expanding, you are, building that grassroots. What is it like for you guys in Saudi?
We're doing the exact opposite of what these guys are doing.
Okay.
You know why? It's because they are expanding to more rosters and more players. We're expanding into more content creators. Like this year, we've added 4 content creators to the org, and we're planning to get some more very soon.
Is 4 content creators enough? Because I know you guys are very heavy on it.
We've had to look at your content and to try to understand how you guys do it.
Right.
Because you guys are one of the most dominant orgs in the entire region. So
Thank you.
we wanted to learn how you guys did it so we can get those learnings and then do it ourselves. Maybe change it a little bit. Like, you know that meme? Like, take someone's homework and then change it a little bit. So
Change
yeah,
a little
basically
bit
what
and
I'm
show
doing.
it as our homework.
That's
But
my
then
homework.
that's fine. I think we all, for me, I have always spoken about it very publicly. 100 Thieves used to be an org that has
Of course,
inspired
yeah.
us to, make a creator-led content team. So I think we have also seen someone try to adapt in our own good way, and it worked out really well for them. I think content creators are a very strong driver of your brand. Trophies, very important, but also the marketing. I mean, like if you win a trophy and you don't have people clapping for you, does not really make sense.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
the way we see it is, we kind of hope that esports would be a little bit more like sport, where the player themselves would be the figure, the face of the org itself, not getting content creators to amplify what's happening. But esports is a little bit different. A lot of the players are young. They're not media trained, and they need a little bit
Some
more
of them
time.
don't even want to.
Some of them don't even want to. I'm sure you've had some of our players refuse to do interviews with you, and I'm very
I
sorry
cannot
for that.
speak. If I speak, I am in trouble. Everybody always loves doing interviews. It's
Of
everybody's
course.
favorite part of the day. Nobody ever declines anything.
But
They're
yeah,
like, that's great.
Like you know what I mean? Like you would have to have some sort of like a platform, someone that has a voice that can reach the audience.
Right.
That's why like esports is a little bit unique than normal sport, where you would have to mix content creators and players into the same like company, let's say.
And I think to add to that, not every publisher or game is such where the player can become a public hero. You can end up winning trophies. I think it also depends a lot on how the publisher maintains the game ecosystem.
Yeah.
So I think 25 popular games in EWC, I think 8 to 10 of the publisher would be really putting an effort to make their champion player or champion team a public hero, a public face.
Sure.
I think that's a major problem on how publishers are also marketing their players, and that's when I feel that like you said, we would also want that our players become the face of the brand.
Yeah.
But esports is not progressing as direct sports right now, which I think maybe this is being changed with
And it's
EWC.
still fairly new. Like
Yeah.
esports has been around for what, 25 years, 20.
Fairly new, okay.
30? Well, I mean, like you know what I mean. Usually, if you compare it to any other sport, it's been like what 100 years of legacy.
Yeah.
Correct.
I feel like it sounds like a case of the grass is always greener on the other side.
Yeah.
You're like, esports makes it, more credible. You're like, oh, content.
Yeah, he's jumping into my world, I'm jumping
you're
into his world.
But
Yeah,
now, here at EWC, we're mixing things up. So for you, it was like a start in esports. For you, you started as a content creator, and now you're like having that opportunity to push it further.
Correct.
Do you think that makes you any different, or do you think it maybe gives you any advantages when you're comparing yourself to any other CEOs that are out here competing as well with their organizations?
I think, yeah. So I would just say that being a creator, being a professional player, and being apart from being the CEO, I head the business for my company. There's definitely an advantage that I understand what the people who are paying money want, I understand what the game needs.
Right.
So if someone pays, I would take that money, but not to kill the essence of the game. So when I'm on that table, I can keep the essence of gaming and esports alive while also taking that money, because I understand both the fields correctly. So I think that I have always felt that places me very unique, in a very unique position, that understand gaming, understand games. If someone walks into a room and said, okay, I want to sponsor, get an Overwatch team, I'll sponsor that. I know what Overwatch looks like. I'm not gonna be going to my team and say, hey, tell me what this game is about. So I can immediately do, so there's always a first-hand knowledge advantage that I have. But yeah, I feel that advantage gets nullified when you are sitting at EWC with amongst the top 40 orgs of the world, and some such teams that we look up to, organizations that we have looked up to. So I feel it's very nullified when you're at this level.
But it's also important to know that you are here, right? So you are one of the top 40 orgs. So it's like you're meeting the people that you looked up to. You're part of it. Like you're getting to absorb all that knowledge, learn from them, take away.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's the exact same thing for me. Like I grew up watching LEC and Worlds and
you have
G2
every skin in
and
League of
Fnatic,
Legends.
and I have every skin in League of Legends. I've been addicted to the game for like a decade now, and like Twisted Minds got established in 2021, and we rebranded and we like properly started the company. Let's just call it that in 2023. So we're fairly a young org. Like being part of all of these guys and locking 4th place last year was kind of fever dream. Like
No.
I'm not like realizing it still.
Okay, then I want to keep talking about the club championship points specifically because you guys did place fourth, which is a good ending to be in for you guys this year. You have a lot of rosters competing
Coming
as
up,
well.
yeah.
Do you have a specific goal in terms of where you want SAUL to end on those club championship rankings?
I think we aren't very goal specific because for us it's still very new. We are competing in different games. I think it's gonna be a lot more of hit and misses for us. It's a trial process for us. We'll end up burning money, we'll end up burning resources. But to be honest, to predict just 2 years into I would say just 2 years into proper esports business and trying to predict we are gonna be among all the stalwart orgs, I think it's difficult. For us, it's just about seeing that the main grassroots Indian system that we are trying to bring in place, how well does it work out for us and maybe build on that. So no realistic targets for this year on the club championship bit. I think take it game by game. Let's try to give our best. Apex was our strongest team. We were expecting a top 3 finish. I mean, like everyone was like, S8UL, this is your year for Apex. And we did not do well. So then after, and I literally lost expectation. I'm like, I know chess is coming up. It's going to be decent. Should be good for us. But no expectations. I think we're just going to take it
If
game
it
by game.
makes you feel any better, this year is the year of the underdogs. Team Liquid not scoring any points. Falcons not scoring a lot of
Crazy,
points.
right?
And
Makes me feel better.
Team Vision, like a new team in Saudi Arabia,
Oh.
got second place right now in the club championship
Right.
by winning
They
Apex.
are currently
and
fourth.
Fourth, sorry, yes. So Apex and TFT, they only have 2 rosters and they got podium finish in both.
Yeah, I think 1750 points.
Yeah,
or something.
correct.
Crazy.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Does
So-
that make you worried about your organization? Because you weren't necessarily
Yeah,
the
okay.
underdogs.
Yeah, so in 2024, we jumped in EWC with what? I think it was 14 or 13 rosters. And we ended up 12th place at the end. And then last year, it was less teams, but we got 4th.
Quality over quantity.
Exactly. That was kind of my point. So sometimes you need to have the right balance of quality and quantity. Like you still need to be in multiple games because the less games you have, the higher of a risk it would be for them to lose or like something bad
Correct.
happen in the game, like something unlucky, especially if it's Battle Royale, because there's a lot of RNG involved. And
Right.
yeah, it's nerve-wracking when you watch the tournament. So for us this year, I think we focus on quality over quantity. A lot of people on social media right now, we're like almost halfway through. They're saying, oh, is Tus's Minds not being like at the top 5, let's say? It would be like a step down from what happened last year. But for us, I think we still have a lot of ways to make points. And our best teams are, Overwatch, Warzone, Rocket League, Tekken, and Trackmania as well. So all of these games could rack up points very quickly in the next few weeks. But still, it's quantity or quality or both, and you have to factor in the cost because it's a business after all. It gets complicated.
And you also have to factor in some rivalries. That's what I want to
course.
talk about as well, especially Falcons, because we're sitting here in front of the totem last year and the year before that. Falcons winning that club championship, they're walking away with that prize money. How does it feel for you? Because you're also a Saudi organization. Is it an internal rivalry, or once it gets to that international stage, are you proud to have such an organization represent your country?
I mean, look, what happens in front of the camera, if I'm going to be very frank with you, in front of the camera, you can see that rivalry, and then as soon as the cameras are off, we go and have dinner together. Like, it's not like, I'm very happy that Falcons or like a Saudi org is, stepping up and winning EWC back to back. That definitely brings a lot of value to the region. Because now Saudi as a region is considered, very serious in esports, and a lot of the Saudi players, are achieving a lot, like Abu Makka or MS Desari himself, the CEO. He's a world champion in EAFC. Back then it was FIFA. Also, we have the full roster of Falcons in Rocket League. It was the Twins and TRK. They were also Saudis. Our roster in Overwatch, they are the current, world champions, and they're also, Saudis. So I think if Falcons didn't achieve that level of, I don't know what you call it, success, I think. I think that would be, it would take us more time to reach where we are right now in terms of the growth in the region. I think that's the best way to put it.
And are you then, for your side of things, looking to be the spearhead or like the Falcons of India maybe like grow
I mean, they
that?
already are.
I
really.
think, to be honest, for us, being Falcons of India does not make sense. I mean, like, Falcons are not of Saudi, they are Falcons of the world. They are winning the EWC twice. And you know, it's about shared success. What you said, it's very correct. Them winning has put everyone else in Saudi is in such a respectable, which automatically does because your region now has respect. And with so many great players coming out of Saudi, which I like for me, I did not know about Middle Eastern players. Getting to know so many teams, being exclusively Middle Eastern roster, it really helps. I think for us and God, like there's another team who is a part of EWC from India this year. So I think for us, it's more again the same story. Build something together, support each other in other success. We are in front of camera, we fight like us and God, like call us like not just in-game rivals, we are arch rivals. You know, in India, we have a rivalry that's the most oldest rivalry of Indian esports. 8 years back, we have been fighting in the game, outside the game, and everything. But now, when we all came together to EWC, we just felt that okay, it's an Indian representation. Our players are competing in different games. We are competing against each other in
Feel
few
the
games.
exact same way about Falcons.
Yeah, but we are proud of each other. I mean, like, you know, I'm there to root them on their weeks. They are there us to root here for our weeks. I think it's fun. And rivalries, to be honest, remain very regional and among the fans. I think people at the top collaborate and fans are always meant to, you know, support their favorites. So I think that's what it is.
Do you then also
Like, you don't want to see Twisted Minds and Falcons fans on social media. They're just at each other's throat all the time.
Even in the arena, I mean, like, you know, when Falcons and Twisted Minds go against each other back in the boulevard, it's a different vibe.
Yeah, like it's
altogether.
just sometimes it gets scary, man.
Yeah,
Like,
it makes it
I
very
love it. I
interesting,
love it. Yeah,
right?
it does.
But you're focusing then on, of course, you're talking about building and having that fan base. How important is it for you, and what are the plans as well in terms of cultivating the fan base outside of India, making people more aware? Of course, here at EWC, it's like the first step. What's next?
I think for us, to be honest, it's about we need to start making impact on our esports performance. For having fans beyond borders, it's important that we have notable performance in esports. I mean, like, if we are a nobody in the world of, maybe let's talk about Apex, when we hit top 5 in Sapporo, S8UL did gain a traction from its global fan base, from Apex fan bases.
Amazing.
Yeah, and that's why people were rooting for us this time. Not only from India, we could see the normal social media chatter was a lot biased towards S8UL. But so I think it's a lot about performance for us. I don't think that getting expanding in content creators towards beyond the borders is gonna help us. Now it's about trophies. Now it's very much important that we start performing in global tournaments. Our teams start getting respectable positions, beating their favorite teams, so that we try to, you know, attract that attraction. And then once you look at S8UL, if you've never seen before, then you will find that we have a lot to offer. We bring in the entertainment. We are also trying to do things in the coming year, you know, doing things for different cultures, having some regions that we target. If North America is a target for us, if Australia as a region is target for us, we are going to be doing content in languages, in ways that, you know, other countries are also able to watch us. So we have plans, but it's going to take time.
A little spoiler there. I like it.
Yes.
Big things coming ahead. Looking forward to it from the side of S8UL. For you guys over at Twisted Minds, you have some trophies, you have some of that traction. Do you feel like the international audience has also been growing with that, or are there other ways that you're focusing on to try and cultivate that?
No, absolutely. The global audience is something that we focus on a lot in Twisted Minds. I mean, yes, it's all about the region, and you know, us winning, Falcons winning, brings a lot of attention to Saudi and the Middle East in general. But we also care very much about the global audience, let's say, to the point where we got a franchise spot in Mobile Legends in Philippines. And we like also compete with Falcons there because they also have a franchise.
You
spot.
compete with
Like,
Falcons in everything at this
I mean, Falcons are in everywhere, right? Like in everything. So obviously, it's nice to see, but at the same time, what else did we do? Oh, we also opened multiple, you know, social media accounts on platforms like Weibo or Bilibili, or because like there's a lot of Chinese audience now, and we actually have plans to might expand to another region in terms of, you know, management, which I will not be
More
disclosing here.
spoilers. Let's go. Okay.
So basically, the like what I'm trying to say is that the global audience for us is as important as the local audience, and you have to be big enough to be able to manage both, and that kind of is the challenge here.
Yes.
Yep.
Sounds like it makes things a bit more complicated now that it feels like you're taking the step to like forward in terms of like joining the organizations, being on the international
create
stage.
more problems.
And then you're creating more problems.
Correct.
So how are you looking to deal with that? Because, you know, you said it yourself.
I think it's all about taking it slow and not trying to compete with anyone when it comes to this. there are orgs who have been in existence for 20 years. I think Liquid is making a 25-year, celebrating 25 years of their existence on their jersey.
Wow.
We have been into existence for last 6 years. I think almost similar time when we established. So, too young, too new, take it on our pace. You can create, your problems are handmade. If you try to take it slow, not trying to compete with anyone, we know what our strengths are. There's no race. I'm not racing with anyone. We have grown at our own pace. We have done good. That's why, where we are good, we get the accomplished, we get people acknowledging it. So we'll take it slow. That's the only way to keep it.
Again, it's
No
only
rushing.
the third year of Esports World Cup. People
Yes.
Which is crazy, by the way, because
we
it feels
just
like
started.
And
it just feels
imagine
like so much has already happened.
so many
Right?
orgs betting only on EWC for their survival and the growth plans and everything. So I think we need to take it slow and be very calm about it, because when that season comes, November is gonna hit and everyone's gonna try to find how many players, how many rosters you want, and that's when you
The
need to
off-season
maintain your
period
calm.
is just- it's crazy.
It's crazy, and you just need to maintain calm. I think otherwise, if you are calm about what decisions you take, not rushing into anything, I think everything falls into place. Because, like you said, there's so much to do. Twisted must be having 15, 16 rosters. We have 15, 16 rosters across the world, managing them, managing their content, managing different tournaments content. And then there's so much more that goes into
Yeah,
it.
but the cool thing about your organization is that there's something that you can offer with the players participating in a tournament, which is the audience.
Right.
Like if you guys play in a certain tournament, the numbers are going to go up.
Correct.
We see it in the
Viewership,
chat.
audience.
Like
Yes.
your
it's
fans
definitely-
are wow.
S8UL fans, we are blessed. I say that we are blessed that we have such a fan base. I mean, like, I see those rockets flying, even if we are not playing. I mean, like, if my player plays in any game, maybe tomorrow, my fans are going to be in the chat today asking, when are they playing?
That's so
It's
cool.
crazy.
Madness. It's
What do you
madness.
think makes your fan base so engaged?
I think we have always shown them the same love that they have shown us. We haven't taken their love and respect for granted. We have acknowledged their love. We have been very much in touch with them. And the best part is, all my co-founders, we are all streamers. So we are in regular touch with our fans. We have always answers for them. We stand up to their problems, to our problems. So it's always been like a dialogue-based relationship with them. So they've never felt detached from the org. They have seen us grow from, like, when I was 21 is when I started streaming. I'm 8 years ago. So they've literally
you
seen...
grow up.
Yeah, they've seen me grow up. They've seen me start the org with my co-founders and make it what it is today. And that's why they show up, because we have always showed up from them. They want answers, we'll be there. We are winning, we are there. We are losing, we are there. We're going to take care of them, they take care of us. I think that's the only way to keep your fans intact.
And that's something that I admire a lot. It's because I used to be a streamer, and then when I jumped into Twisted Minds, I stopped being a streamer because I don't have enough time to go live because there's so much to do.
Same.
Right?
I don't have the time
for
to...
for you to balance both is something that is very admirable. Not gonna
Right.
lie.
And I think public touch is very important. Your fans should know what's going on. Because when you lose, they demand accountability. Someone
Yeah.
should go up and say that, okay, it's fine, we fucked up. It's okay to tell them that, to be honest. I think it's
Yeah,
very...
but I think that's also very refreshing because, sometimes we do see some teams maybe not necessarily taking accountability or things not going the way that they wanted to, and it takes the time to respond. So I think fans as well are becoming a lot more aware of the organizations and the owners that do care about them and that are putting in the effort and that are coming out there with the responses. So
Bro, you're making me feel bad about not going live. Like
You should.
7 years.
get back into streaming.
Go back to streaming. Believe me, that's the only part of your life where you'll feel, this is my time. That's your only time where you feel so real and personal. I also don't get chance to stream anymore. I stream like twice a month maybe. But then
That's
those
still
6
something, man.
hours, I feel this is my time.
So last
cool.
week we had Casey and Gam on here, and they were also like very kind to each other when we're looking for a little bit of trash. So that's okay. But Casey ended up inviting Gam CEO to come to their event, and they had a bit of an event together. So what if, crazy, you guys can talk about this between each other, but
Sure thing.
what if when you're competing in the same game, you guys do a Twisted Minds as ex-S8UL co-stream, and you'd
Why
like
not?
co-stream?
You
And then
have
it
to
would be
do that. I mean,
cooler.
Absolutely. We'd
If they're, like,
love to
competing
collaborate with
against
each
each
other.
Yes,
other?
and watch each other fight and maybe root
be
for each
very
other when
cool,
we're
yeah.
not against each
For
other.
sure. Do you guys have anything planned in the next week?
Yes,
Yes,
we
we have
have-
a lot of content creators coming because it's Overwatch.
Amazing. So we have also 10 of them coming. So I think it's going to
Nice.
be real fun.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
We should actually do
We're
that.
gonna start cooking once the
Yeah,
cameras are off.
this
Once
is
the
good.
cameras
We're cooking. We're making.
I love that.
things
Done.
happen.
Yes,
That's
and
good.
because in our region, Middle East and India, like, they're friends, to be honest,
yeah.
in general also. You
very
look
used
at
to each other.
Like you look at the politics, you look at the diaspora. It's like we are traveling so much to their countries. We have so many
True.
people from Middle East coming to India. So it's like, it feels like home. You know, it's like culturally we are so similar as well in all ways. So yeah, it's gotta be fun.
Done. I mean,
I'm
can't wait.
I'm looking
Genuinely.
forward to it. That's great. That's a good thing to look forward to for the rest of this week. But then when it comes to, in general, like the organizations, like all being here, I mean, now you guys are getting to know each other. You're having a little bit of conversation, maybe even some business plans. But what about like the societal aspect of being part of EWC? There's like 40 different organizations here that you can network with, take knowledge from. Is there any organization in particular that you look forward to meeting or you think has a really good strategy that you want to copy?
Oh, I mean, for me, it would be G2. I kind of already said it. I've been watching them in LAC for so long.
You just need caps.
I'm buddies with Cavs. What are you talking about? Please don't tell him anything. I mean, the funniest interaction I've had with any of the G2 members, it would be Broken Blade beating my ass in EFC. He destroyed me, man. He's so good at it.
In the player lounge?
In the player lounge, yeah.
Oh, I wish we had that on tape.
But yeah, I mean, for me, G2, I think their business model is one of the most sustainable one in the entire world. It's because they have franchise spots in some of the leagues, such as, LEC, League of Legends. And they also have the ability to capitalize on anything that they do. And their content, man, their content is great. It's inspiring. Like, I genuinely find myself watching their content not because I want to see what my competition is doing. I just want to watch it because I enjoy it. So this is something that is, inspiring us to just notice what they're doing and try to not copy it, but like maybe copy it just a little
Inspiration.
bit. Inspiration.
Yeah.
Sure. That's the political world for copying. Let's be honest.
You gotta do what you gotta do to survive,
Right.
right? You mentioned 100 Thieves specifically, them being like an organization that you saw. Are they still like...
I think as of today, what they have done the best is now 100 Thieves is a lifestyle brand. More than just they have moved beyond esports. They are doing great in esports. They won the Valorant event. But I think they have established a lifestyle brand for themselves. They're able to collaborate with the biggest brands in the world, being able to have fans line up outside their, the cash app compound that they have to buy their merch. I think that's one part which I admire a lot. But I think Gen G is one team that I've always looked up, like strategically, not the Gen Z that's right now, but over the last 3-4 years, what they have been doing, I think they do a very good job.
As well. The academy is very impressive.
Yes.
Gen G's academy is known worldwide.
Yes, Gen G Academy, and then overall the way they have managed their esports side as well. They do their bit, they win their trophies, they lose some. I think they are a complete package. Gen G is really inspirational, and 100 Thieves I've always looked up to them. Like before I even started, I'm talking about 2015, 16. Back in those days when Fortnite blew up and everyone used to stream Fortnite Courage, and also I watched them from those days. So it was more of a fanboying thing. And then to look at them, inspire them. But today I would say Gen G, a mixture of Gen G and 100 Thieves.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a very good model.
The one thing that I mentioned at the beginning of this podcast is, do you remember what I mentioned about the player being the face of the org,
Yes.
not the content creators?
Yeah.
That's something that I think G2 was able to solve. Right. I mean, you mentioned Cabs and Broken Blade. Like all of these guys, when they jumped into G2, they weren't like big content creators or anything. But now they have hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of fans. Right.
Happens when you win a lot.
Also that.
Yes, that's
Which
what
is
I
something that
came
we're
to-
striving to do.
Good
but
job,
I mean,
G2. Just gotta win. Just win.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
You
not
win
that
it. Like
easy,
I
man.
said, it's not easy, but if you win, it's a completely different story. Domestically, we dominate in every game. I think we have been the Valorant champions this year. We have been the PUBG Mobile champions this year. We have been the, MLBB champion.
And
It's okay.
Pokemon
We have won
Unite, we
everything.
had a roster, and when you guys were there as well.
Yes. So we have, and Pokemon Unite, we have been Indian champions for the last 4 years. So that's why, domestically, winning gives you a different kick. Winning gives your fans a different kick.
Yeah.
And I would say, not the player, not the content, your org's brand name should be biggest. I mean, like men may come and men may go, but S8UL goes on forever. I think that's what my motto is. Because I think we might, as creators also, they're gonna phase out. Players are gonna phase out. But if your org names remains intact, that brand name is what I seek to establish more. That S8UL should go on, irrespective of the fact that I remain there or not, or maybe 10 of my creators leave or 15 of my players leave. That is more important. I think that's also another case with G2.
That is something that we
like
focus
for
on
me,
as well.
I would not know the players you're talking about, but I obviously know G2 Esports. I know their merch, I know their collaborations, I know their, the brands they collaborate, the commercials they drop. So that's the kind of, brand I would like to build.
Oh man, you reminded me. I was trying to get the solo leveling hoodie that they dropped in their merch. It's so cool, but it got sold out. Maybe you guys can hook me up with them,
You look at the camera, ask for it directly.
please.
Yo, this is becoming like a sales pitch instead
Right.
of a conversation. But on the topic of merch and sales pitching and fans and
Right.
everything, I'd love to hear what the biggest takeaway has been so far from the last couple of weeks at EWC, because we're approaching that halfway mark. Anything you've already picked up on or learned or are looking to implement moving forward?
I think one thing that we have seen is what French orgs do with their fans.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the kind of best interaction I have seen between fans and an organization. There is a reason why their booths are so huge here, because the way they interact with their fans and the fans interact with them, I think there's something
Sorry,
I need to
who are you
go back.
talking about?
KC,
KC.
Vitality,
Oh yeah,
Gentle
KC. Are you
Maids.
kidding me?
Woohoo!
Blue wall,
KC.
man. Yeah.
And even I think Gentlemates were playing on week 1 and their fans are different, and the kind of stuff they are doing with their fans is also. I think that's a very strong key takeaway. I was speaking to Hans and asked him why Paris. He said French audience. Look at it. Look at how they own up. Look at the insane how they fill up arenas. But I think that's also because the orgs have done justice to their fans to call them in. That storyline, those legacies have been built. That's my very strong key takeaway, because S8UL is a fan-based, fan-backed, I would say fan-made organization. So for us to learn all of this, take it to our fans, make them, give them better things and get them turned up in larger numbers. I think that's a very strong thing for us. Because for us, esports will begin next week. I just don't want to recall Apex Legends.
Fingers
Right.
crossed.
I mean, same dude with PUBG. Come on. But yes, the fan interactions in the arena has so much impact on the players' performance. People keep missing that. Like, we always try to encourage our fans to show up at the arena, to talk more to the cameras, and try to show up for the players' sake. Because if the player hears his name being chanted by 200, 300 people, that alone is enough for him to give him a better motive, or just to get him in the zone, let's say, for him to focus on the game. On the opposite side, if he hears the other team's name being chanted but not his name, that kind of if you ask a player, he will always say that it doesn't really affect me that much, but in reality, it really does. Even if it's a small thing that it would impact his performance in game. So. That's something that we also definitely need to work on. I mean, when we were in Real, we didn't have a problem with that because all of our fans were there. But right now, not as much. So, yeah, I mean, obviously the logistics issues.
Get the megaphone out. Be the one-man army.
We're trying, man. I mean, there's a reason why we're bringing our content creators, both of us, for them to have the megaphone and start screaming.
Right.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
Right.
That's one of the things. But I feel the biggest takeaway for me this time around has been to take it step by step, that it's a marathon,
True.
not a race.
True.
Quality over quantity, and
Or both.
or
Sometimes both.
whatever helps.
And
Yeah.
hit and miss, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta,
It is a hit and
Yeah,
miss. At some point,
whatever
it's
helps.
it's a hit and miss.
But it's been very insightful talking to you both. I actually genuinely enjoyed the conversation. Very level-headed, very insightful, and it's great to see how different starts led to different paths, yet you're still in the same chairs here joining us today. So
And we're going to be in
EWC.
business next week.
Yes.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that co-stream, okay?
Yes.
If you guys make it happen,
We
I
will
want to
make it
see
happen.
photos.
Absolutely, easy.
All right.
We
will.
And tag EWC Extra, just, be like, yo, guys, we made
Sure
it happen.
thing.
Anyways,
You got it.
thank you guys so much
Thank
for
you very
joining.
much.
That's it from us. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode as well, and we'll see you again next week. Bye.